Welcome to the Blacklist AFTERBUZZ After Show, Episode 4, Season 4, Gaia. We find out that nice Gaia's finished last.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yes.
What song is this? What did we choose?
I don't know.
Oh, but I'm feeling it.
I don't know, Engineer Steve.
All right, Engineer Steve.
What is this song, Steve?
Alice Russell.
Okay.
I'm into it.
There it is. Welcome to the Blacklist AFTERBUZZ After Show. We're here, Episode 4, Season 4, Episode 4. There's two of us, and we're here discussing the Blacklist. Gaia.
Gaia. Oh my God, your joke, Joe.
The what?
Last Gaia's finished last.
Nice Gaia's finished last.
You never fail me.
All right, with the corn. I know.
That's why I love you.
With the corn. But we're here. Sorry for those watching us live and waiting for us. We are late and we appreciate some technical difficulties, but we're here. Thank you for waiting for us. Thanks for being in here. Harry and Asapala Yura Saha and Watson and Ashley and Ginny and Mariceli and all of you folks, thank you for joining us all.
Thanks, guys.
And thank you for listening to us on iTunes. We appreciate you listening to us on iTunes and rating us, telling us how we're doing. That helps us, helps other people find us. We appreciate when you do that as well. And for those who watch us on YouTube, our regulars who watch us on YouTube, thank you for that too. So yeah, lots to discuss here on the Blacklist. We have a new Blacklister, Gaia.
Gaia, number 81.
Number 81. Now, I think that I'll do some housekeeping because last week you had, so just before, at the end of the show 2 weeks ago, you texted me and with a wonderful theory. Like you solved the Blacklist.
I did on my drive home from AFTERBUZZ.
You like,
it was
I
like a light bulb.
it.
Ding!
And then you wrote me this like long, like 3,000 word text.
It was quite the novella.
And then I said, you know what? We're going to let you unpack that theory on predictions. And we said, cool. And then last week, predictions came. And I'm like, I'm going to do something different for predictions. I totally skipped over your wonderful theory.
I was so mad at you.
So before we get started, I want to give you the opportunity to unpack your theory. Because, folks, Julia Cearley, not only did she do a wonderful impersonation of Liz Keane, but she has apparently solved the Blacklist. Oh, by the way, I'm Joe Braswell. I'm Joe Braswell.
Hi, Joe Braswell.
I'm joined by the lovely Julia Cearley, as
I'm the
always.
lovely Julia Cearley.
We're not joined by Joe Sanfilippo. You know, he made two,
tried.
missed two, made two.
All right, we're fitty.
I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
I'll take what I can get.
But Joe, Joe's great, and also, I don't think we're not going to be joined by the lovely Jodie Walker this week. She's doing other stuff. She has other things to do besides just be on our podcast every week. But
Which just boggles my mind.
I know, but you know, she's going to be on when she can. We'll try to get her again next week. So. Where was I? Oh, you. So you're going to solve the Blacklist.
I think so. Now, remember I made this prediction to you 2 weeks ago. I think it still holds up. I'm just going to have to read the text because it's kind of deep. All right?
Right.
So here we go. First of all, it says, OMG, I think I figured it all out. Okay.
Oh, you're going to read from the text?
I'm going to read it because it was pretty deep.
Okay.
Here we go. You ready?
Here we go.
Red had an affair with Katerina. Fact.
Yeah.
Katerina was already pregnant with Constantine. By Constantine.
Right.
Maybe. It could be either at this point. Katerina left Constantine and chose to be with Red, therefore choosing him to be the one to raise Lizzie with, little baby Lizzie.
Oh.
Constantine maybe goes nuts, tries to steal baby Liz. They have to go into hiding or something crazy to protect Lizzie. So Lizzie gives the baby to Mr. Kaplan. Remember she said, you put the baby in my arms?
That's right.
Okay, so gives the baby to Mr. Kaplan and has her deliver the baby to them at the Summer Palace. So the memories Lizzie has are real, only with Red as the father figure.
Oh.
Constantine finds them. There's an altercation. That's when we have the flashbacks of Lizzie in her memories. There's the fire, and the father she shoots is actually Red. Constantine is trying to pull off having Lizzie believe all the happy memories at the Summer Palace are with him, not with Red. I think he's sort of staged everything, and that's why Red has the same photo of Katerina and little Liz on the swing.
Aha! I love it.
I think it still holds up.
I love it. I think that's solid.
Please tell me where the holes are, because I'm sure that there's a dozen of them in there. But this is my working theory thus far.
Okay, well, I like that a lot, and I think that makes a lot of sense. It seems to address a lot of the things, and I think we're closing in on some real answers here. I think before the mid-season or the holiday break, I think we're going to get a cliffhanger that either gives us answers or teases answers. That's what they usually do. The mid-season finale, they do.
Oh, those are my favorite.
The mid-season finale. So I think because the way it's sort of shaping up, you can't draw this thing out forever. I mean,
We've been drawing it out for 3 seasons.
I mean,
3 seasons, 4 episodes.
I'll get to that in a second, because there are some things that are definitely being drawn out specifically, which is driving me a little nuts. But I digress. So let's get into this episode a little bit. So I just want to touch on what we've been talking about with these blacklisters. Is they seem to function as more of a device. Like, really, the blacklisters aren't the big bad in every episode who's the big bad who's going to do something bad. It's usually, it serves 2 purposes. Number one, to get that procedural element that we like, so that the close-ended caper crime for them to solve. And then also it helps, usually the blacklister in some way, shape, or form is connected to our giant over serialized world. So some way the blacklister has some little piece of evidence or some little piece of information or some little clue that helps us give one more puzzle piece to the larger mystery, or helps Red find someone, Kirk or Spagnus or something. And that was the case here.
And I like that. I like that that's the direction that this season is going, that every blacklister on the list gets them one step further towards finding Spagnus and Alexander Kirk.
And I gotta ask, I feel like, and Flippo is here, I'm just channeling Flippo here. Are they getting a little thin with the blacklisters? I mean, I think Gaia, he's known for the Gaia, which is Earth Mother in Greek.
Yeah, Greek
the
mythology.
Stealth eco-terrorist.
Yep.
I don't know about that one.
Well,
that's the wackest Bond villain ever.
Yeah.
Stealth eco-terrorist named Gaia.
Eco-terrorist.
Earth Mother.
Well, his real name is Owen.
Oh boy.
But it goes by Gaia.
Right.
I know, but he was up to some pretty big bad stuff.
Yeah, no, they ultimately made him pretty bad. I'm not saying that he wasn't doing bad things. It's just,
it's not very romantic.
In the name of Mother Earth, I'm going to poison everyone.
It's not a sexy blacklisters. I like the sexy blacklisters.
Yeah, and then Ate wasn't sexy. Him pulling that big old bloody thing out of his nose.
That was one of the least sexy things I have ever seen.
I could not figure out what the heck's going on.
I watched that this morning right after I poured some ketchup on my eggs, and then I looked at my eggs like, I don't want you anymore.
Ketchup on eggs is not for me either.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, there it is.
To each their own.
All right. But anyway, you pulling the whole thing out, and then, so it was like, what is this all about? It was kind of the moment, because in these cold opens, they always give us some sort of moment like, oh, this blacklister is a badass. But his badass moment was wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, that was really his only badass moment.
Yeah, and that's it. Because my other thing is, Gaia, not such a badass. I don't know.
He was attempting to kill millions.
I know, but I just didn't, I'm no disrespect to Louis I can't, Louis Cancelmi, who plays Gaia.
No, he was great.
I didn't love him, but
He's good at what he did.
Okay, so you're in on Gaia.
Sure.
Okay, sure or yes?
Sure.
All right, there it is. So guys, so we learned. I mean, I just want to just breeze over this because what was interesting in this episode is we got a lot of sort of plot advancement. We actually got a chance to touch in with each of these characters, and these characters are sort of breaking off into multiple very specific storylines. Obviously, we have the Liz and Tom storyline, and we're getting a little bit of hints as to maybe some cracks in the lovey-dovey armor, and maybe starting to see how Tom gets over to Blacklist Redemption. We have the Liz and Red stuff, which is sort of colors the whole show, and looks like their push pull is looking like it's coming closer to the push or the pull.
I don't know.
I don't know what that analogy. You're pushing, you're pulling. I don't know.
Pulling together.
Yes.
Pulling together. Pushing away. Pulling together.
There it is.
There we go.
But you also got some Aram and Navabi stuff, which want to get to.
Yeah.
You got an opportunity to sort of develop that storyline, and then let's not forget old Mr. Kaplan.
Mr. Kaplan.
Very, very bad bandage on her face.
That was a funky looking bandage too.
Not good. I think even Jodie Walker wrote about that. Like it's not a very good bandage.
Not very good.
In her face. So she's
You think
alive.
that guy in Moonlights as an EMT? What?
Well, no, so Mr. Kaplan's like alive.
Super duper alive.
Like super alive. Not even like nah. And again, talk about stretching things out. We got 4 glimpses of Mr. Kaplan last week. We get 3 of her this week. Like she's been shot since episode 2 or 1. 2. So shot at the end of episode 2.
Came back to
crawling
life.
around in
episode 3 and taken away.
Taken away in episode 4.
Taken away in episode 3. We see where she is in episode 4.
I mean, so at this phase, episode 7?
She's gonna make a move.
Yeah. So I'll get to her in a second too. But I just want to the eco terrorist. So his deal is, no, we didn't know this, but he seems to be pulling off these weird capers where he's like poisoning people and then using that to do other stuff to poison more people. And in his convoluted mind, because he was part of the whole cleanup at Fukushima, and it
infected
son. Him, and which is why he has a bloody nose thing.
Yeah.
And his son, Skylar. Poor Skylar. Skylar that's a tough break for Skylar.
That's a bum rap.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot of ice cream and caramel there. I mean, Skylar. I felt I was sad.
Have a hard go.
So so Skylar. So because of that, he's now mad at the world. It's very it's very comic book villain actually. It's not less Bond villain. It's very comic book villain. It's like but anyway. So so he's doing that, and then his biggest scheme is to do the he was so there's the fracked gas pipeline, right, that he was trying to get to. Yes. And
he had coordinated everything with the new moon, which was like, when they threw in the new moon, I was like,
he's the Earth Mother.
What?
He's the Earth Mother.
Oh, God.
Of course.
I was into this, but now there's, okay. Now there's high tide, low tide.
He's a stealth eagle terrorist.
He's stealth.
Eco-terrorist.
Waiting until the Hudson was at its lowest point in its tides, because then it couldn't cool down the nuclear reactor that he was going to blow up, therefore killing millions of people in New York.
If you say so.
That's what my notes say. That's all I got.
But I
got it. I understood who the character was, the stealth eco-terrorist who makes everything look like an accident in order to draw attention not to the act of terrorism itself, rather than the environmental problem.
Perfect.
But this was just taking it to a whole new level.
Sure. Yeah. And fine. Good for him. I don't want to gloss over. We were able to locate him and track him down through various means. First through Raymond, but most importantly, we got to see our good buddy Glenn. He was always a delight.
He's one of my faves.
He's bowling,
if not my fave.
And by the way, speaking of faves, Dembe dishing up the hot bowling tips.
Keep your elbows in, bro.
Dude. Everyone knows that.
Dude, I love Dembe.
When is Dembe bowling exactly?
Does he get vacation time?
Yeah, what's Dembe after dark? Does Dembe got a lady?
Oh,
he's got to have a lady, right?
Dembe's hot.
Yeah, but what's he doing? Is he like he's with Red 24/7? He's got to protect Red.
Red gets ladies. Bowling? Why can't Dembe get ladies?
I guess so. I guess when Red's getting a lady, maybe Dembe's got some.
Hurt.
I want help us out, Jon Bokenkamp. I want to see a Dembe episode, or just I want to see a little behind the scenes on Dembe. We saw Aram cooking, with the apron and the hot jogger. I want to see Dembe do something. I want to see him bowling on a bowling date with a nice young lady.
Actually, Dembe wants to see that too.
Anyway, so and I like the nice touch with with Red and Dembe, and it's and Glenn always has that comedic sort of bit, and especially just his affectations and the things that he says, and I was just
and not only that, Red's reaction to the things that come out of that man's mouth.
It's like, Glenn, I just need a number, like we was talking to the Chinese guy.
Yeah.
Just give me, like, that's its own like kind of comedy routine show itself, like.
And Red apologizing that they lost the bowling game.
Yeah.
Him making him feel so guilty that he apologized. It was all a ruse.
Like, just kidding. Like that Glenn's got a mean sense of humor.
I just love seeing Red try to figure out how to deal with Glenn.
Yeah.
Because he's just operates on a whole different level.
Which is interesting. That I like the part where he's like, I don't understand bowling. Which kind of makes, I'm like, Red understands everything. But it makes sense that Red does not understand bowling. Like, it's like I understand, I know everything about everything, but bowling I could give a shit about.
Cricket, sure.
Whatever.
Polo, absolutely. Bowling,
So,
I'm out.
Glenn, so he identifies Gaia as your boy
Owen Ayers.
And then
Retired Navy pilot.
yes, we get all that stuff
Helicopter
out.
pilot.
And speaking of helicopter pilot, they go to chase him down, and there he is in the chopper.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a pretty nice shot of the chopper going away, and then them panning over to seeing Wrestler and Navabi like shooting the guns at the chopper.
Can you shoot down a helicopter with just a handgun?
Every single spy
Can
movie
you do that?
I've seen Bond do it.
Can you do that?
I've seen Stallone do it. I've seen sure. It's a well
Have you
played
ever
shot.
seen it work?
In the movies, a well played shot like in the 18. Like I think
even in the
Hannibal did it,
movies.
just blew up a whole like BA would do it and just blow up a whole helicopter. So I don't know, but they got to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so
I don't know, they just let him drive away. I thought maybe they would shoot at that car, but no, they choose the helicopter to shoot at.
and
I don't know. I'm not a cop.
They only let off one round each.
Yeah.
They didn't empty the clip.
No.
It's like plop plop. Meh. I guess he's gone. But the helicopters are away. So and then we have this weird kind of like moment where we're trying to figure out what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like any of this stuff, by the way. Trying to figure this out, and then Aram's trying to figure out what to do and how to do it, and he realizes that I can hack into the prop, but he can't press the button.
Can't do it. I killed a man once before. Can't do it again. Click.
Yeah. I like all those the Cooper moments there with the like, do it, and then the whole thing like, okay, I'll do it. So that was all.
But then, also when Aram apologized and Cooper said, "You did your job, I did mine."
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Cooper.
Go, Cooper. Now, Joe is lamenting about like Cooper. It seems like he's back to having less to do, and I kind of agree. But again, he's pretty established as like, because I felt like, that's Cooper. Cooper is the guy to do that, and that's a very Cooper thing to say. So I don't know. We now that we don't have Charlene and the cheating husband to deal with.
Have we seen Charlene this season? We haven't.
No.
I thought they were going to reconcile at the end of season 3.
I don't know. Remember we thought Charlene was going to die?
Yeah, I still do. Somehow.
I still do.
She's going to go.
Make it. Charlene's not going to make it. I believe that. Anyway, that's right. Glenn did say bowling is like sex, Watson. That's funny. Which how? I don't know much about.
I don't bowl.
I don't have sex. So but I'm clearly doing it wrong. Bowling is like sex. I'm doing it wrong. All right. So anyway, Glenn's got it. And then they have the scene where the kids are playing, and the helicopter crashes and then kaboom and fine.
Yeah.
So all of that's
all of it
well and good. That's that. Let's get with it. But let's just talk about some of the other stuff going on. So let's talk about Mr. Kaplan first. Mr. Kaplan is out in the world. We see her so do we think this person
Wait, going back to that real fast.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a trend in blacklisters. Just the timing and the coincidence of the timing. Mm-hmm. Just the timing was just right that Alexander Kirk kidnapped Spagnus, and his doctor is also little Skylar's doctor. And it just all the timing seems to work out where where Gaia is about to blow up half of New York just when they need the doctor at the same time. Do you ever think about that?
Don't ask too many questions.
I think about that.
Yeah, I don't ask too many questions.
Okay.
All right.
Just thought it should be said.
Yeah, there's a lot of a lot of convenient hey, this blacklister who's about to blow up the whole world just so happens to have something I need.
Yes.
So if you guys help him, I'll help you. Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
That's the whole show.
All right, I'm just
you pick at that. You start picking at those straws. The whole house is coming down.
I'm doing it.
Cearley.
I did it.
Come on.
I did it.
All right.
I can't be stopped.
So don't pull at that. Don't pull at that string in the blacklist. The whole thing unravels.
All right.
All right. So So Mr. Kaplan, where is she? What's she doing? We found out she's chained to the bed, a la Misery, very misery.
Very misery.
So, and the whole thing's very kind of scary. You get the old guy. So is the old guy just an old guy? Again, pristine land. Was Red wrong? Was there someone was on the land? Did he just happen to wander by? What did Red send him? Did someone else send him? Like, and then she's chained to the side. So obviously this guy is either a super weirdo guy who wants to do stuff to her, or he's keeping her because he knows she's an asset and he's an asset. So what do you think? Nothing.
I didn't. Nothing. Crickets. Silence. I didn't think about it that he was keeping her as an asset. I never really sort of thought of him in that way. I think I was just sort of overwhelmed by the terrifying creepiness, debilitating creepiness that he exudes, and everything with him. I mean, he did try to dig in to what was going on as much as he could. Is anyone looking for you, or what? You're not dressed to be in the woods. It doesn't seem like he knows who she is, or that he was sent to get her.
Right.
I think he just stumbled upon her. He's obviously a hermit. Yeah, the woods are untouched, but I mean, he's living in a random cabin with no electricity, I assume. So no one would know that he's actually there.
That's true.
And I think he has a new little plaything.
Yeah, I'm increasingly disturbed by these like extreme close-ups of Mr. Kaplan's like bloody, bandaged face. It's very leather face, and I know Halloween's coming up, but I don't need a full close-up. I don't need the extreme close-up. You can give me
I like that stuff.
All right, you can give me like a medium shot or a close-up. I don't need the
It's also creepy the way he's talking to her, little girl, sweetie, sweetheart.
No, that's weird.
It's like, ugh.
That's all weird.
Makes me creepy crawly.
So back to one of the main things. So we get a better glimpse to Alexander Kirk's life and what's going on with his sickness. We see an appearance from my man, my other dude from Banshee, who I love.
The doctor?
Yeah, the doctor.
Dr. Sebastian Reifler?
Yes, Dr. Sebastian Reifler. Is that right? Yeah, Dr. Sebastian. Matt Servino, who also was in Banshee, alongside of Ulrich Thompson.
Oh, that's cool.
So he's great in Banshee. So I was really happy to see him there. And then getting the whole Banshee gang back together again. If you guys haven't seen Banshee on Cinemax, you should go and check it out. It's a fantastic show. Anyway, but we also get this other mysterious woman.
Who is this chick?
Yeah, she's listed as Odette. And and she's there, and she's got the bangs, and she's doing
Bangs in the lips.
Yeah, bangs in the lips, and she's got lots to say. She's like
meals.
The child, and she's like she basically lays out for us what we already kind of predicted. Like if this baby is yours, there's a way we can maybe
extract some stem cells,
give it to you, but the baby may not survive. It's kind of weird.
It's a baby. It's an infant. It's not even an baby yet. It's still a newborn.
It's a spy baby.
It is a spy baby.
Yeah, but here's
she's extremely resilient.
Here's the thing. Speaking of drawing things out, so he's gone through it's his grandbaby. He's kidnapped her. He's got state-of-the-art doctors running all kinds of blood tests left and right. No one's done a DNA test on this baby yet. It's like if the baby's a match, it's like
I think he's convinced that
step one?
I think he is completely convinced. Oh yeah, well when they threw that in, if it's a genetic match.
Yeah, if it's a genetic match. Yeah, like
what?
You don't know that already? Like you don't run a test?
You're right. Step one.
Step one.
I thought we don't pull the string.
Anyway,
you told me not to pull the string.
Maybe they'll run a test. Episode 7. The test results are back. And and what do they say? Credits. Episode 8. I've got the test results. Like soap opera. Anyway, well, I mean, when do you think prediction?
So
when do you think we'll get this test result back? By the way, no.
Oh God, I imagine we'll get them back episodes. What are we in 4?
Yeah,
I'm saying like episode 7, but then they'll be disputed anyway.
Oh boy, Jesus.
They'll be doctored.
Yeah. Anyway, it's the whole thing. So we have this new interesting girl, Odette, part of the crew.
I mean, what's her deal?
I don't know. I kind of like it.
She did a little on his hand.
Oh yeah,
a little touchy feely.
Yeah.
That's why you don't have sex.
I know. That's not a move either. Is this move, and then I bowl. I don't know. Damn it! I need to work this out, ladies. All right. So yeah, we'll figure that out. And then
I mean, she's really she gives no shits about Spagness. She's like, get the stem cell. She's right there.
Right there.
The kid's right there.
Hey, she may not survive, but boom, you'll be alive. You and I got more time for this. That's what they do. Anyway, so Kirk does give a call over to Lizzie and say, hey, you know, I'm just to show you I'm not a complete asshole. I set up this super high-tech baby monitor so you can keep an eye on Spagnus whenever you want. Now, doesn't Spagnus need to eat or does she cry?
Yeah.
And does she have, I mean, she's just sitting
She's
there
just
the
a
whole
perfect
time?
baby.
And Lizzie's just sitting like the whole time. So he sets the feed, but he says, please do not try to trace this feed. Or I think he says that. And Liz tells Tom, does not tell Red.
Does not tell Red, tells Tom. And she also lays, I thought it was funny that she laid out her entire plan to deceive him in front of the camera, where of course they could be listening or recording or anything like that. I, even though you talked in hushed tones, doesn't make it work.
So, but Tom is
He'll see what he wants, my affection, not the truth, my deception.
Tom, which seems to be relatively consistent with his character, is like, okay, Liz, don't worry. And then he goes away and he does his own thing. And this is pretty consistent Tom move. Tom's like a doer. He's just going to get shit done. So he calls up some of his old homies from God knows where.
Yeah.
And they trace the thing. And of course, it's the wrong spot.
Of course.
It really pisses Alexander Kirk off. And he, you know, no more Agnes. And which really, really pisses Lizzie Keene off.
Oh.
I mean, you can tell by the awesome acting. Sorry.
Crickets.
It really pisses Lizzie Keene off. She's really upset.
Yes, she is.
And then she goes and has a thing with Tom, and they have a big fight, and they have the cool thing about when you were a skinhead, and that whole thing. And that was, what do you think about all that? I thought about you the whole time.
Did you?
Yeah.
Thank you. You know, she's forgiven him for everything. Like literally every awful thing that he's done.
Right.
They have done awful things to each other.
Yep.
Remember when she had him locked in a boat? Remember that time?
When the poor boat guy got offed.
Remember when he tried to kill her?
Yeah.
Remember all that?
Yeah.
Remember when he was undercover spying on her?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Well, they love each other though.
But now she decides to throw in when you were a skinhead in Berlin, when you were an elementary school teacher. Now's the time. Now we're gonna bring up that old shit.
Baby Spagnus is involved here. You know, you can't. It's a woman and her child. Come on.
He is a doer, though. Well, I mean, what was her? I didn't really understand her plan. Just to, I mean, I guess Kirk did say, yeah, the blood is what I need, but it's not what I want. He wants them to be a family, so he wants. I don't know the plan. I agreed with Tom. Like, get out there, do something about it. Don't just sit there and stare at your baby on a baby monitor.
Right. Can you give me a little bit of Lizzie being upset with Tom about the Liz? I'll be Tom. Okay. Liz, I had to do what I had to do.
This is like when you were a skinhead in Berlin. It's like when you were an elementary school teacher, Tom.
And scene.
Thank you.
That was lovely.
It's the worst.
All right, thank you.
Someone took a screenshot of that and tweeted it, by the way.
Yeah, that was great. I think that was right.
I think it was Langley.
Yeah.
That guy.
All right.
Guy.
So anyway, so there's that. So I think that we're starting
At
to see
least he had a plan.
Yeah.
Why was she so mad? At least he was trying to get their baby back.
Yeah, at the end of the day. But anyway, but we're starting to see the separation. I mean, Blacklist, Colon Redemption is getting closer and closer. It's on the horizon as Liz and Tom pull further apart. But as they pull further apart, looks like it looks like Lizzie and Red are pulling together. They have a lovely chat in the car where Red is very fatherly and understanding, you know, and Liz is like kind of like back to the push pull. She's pulling, I guess, now. Like, you know,
I had one job.
I had one job, and you know, I should have trusted you all along, or something like that.
Probably.
Yeah. And then I'm sure that after I did see the preview for next week, and she's like, I don't know how I trusted you. You've lied to me the whole time. Next week, why don't I believe you, Red? Week after, I should never trust you. Anyway, that's the show. So
season 4.
So that was a nice little scene. It was very I thought that was a nice little touching scene.
Yeah, it was nice.
Liz and Red. I do want to skip to really quickly because we're running out of time here. I want to get to Navarre and
well, yeah.
Go ahead. What do you want?
Well, I guess just what the entire point of the episode was.
Oh, burying the lead. Good night, everyone. Skylar's
doctor.
He goes to see Skylar.
His
Skylar's
hematologist.
Mom, and he's his hematologist because it's the hematologist. It's coincidentally the same hematologist that happens to be treating baby spy Agnes
And Alexander Kirk.
and Alexander Kirkington.
Yes.
And so And so now
that's the whole point. It's just to get to the doctor.
He's going to show up there and be like, oh, hello. Mm-hmm. Like, I once had blood drawn myself. A nasty ordeal. That's my bad. That's good. That's me taking off the hat.
Yeah, got it. I liked it.
The whole pantomime and
I liked it.
All right.
I liked it.
So, anyway, hopefully we'll see some of that next week. And then so I do want to just really touch on the Aram bit, because we've seen Aram as a sweet man this whole time, and that's a bit of a shocker when he came back. Like I thought a lot of things. I thought he was going to close the door in front of her and then go and make out with her.
Oh,
I thought that was a move. I may do this and I may bowl. That's the move I would have done.
Oh, is that it?
Then I did a lot of but he didn't. He came back and he like let her have it.
Yeah, he was pissed.
Why is he so pissed?
I don't know. I actually didn't really understand.
Amir tweeted that out as like evil Aram, But
I wasn't really quite sure what that reaction was. I thought he was gonna close the door, come back in, tell her that he's loved her all along. Maybe not go for the kiss move, or that she was gonna say something. Or I don't know. I believe he has genuine feelings for her, whether it's romantic or just a really good friend. I didn't expect her to throw that in her face of, I'm glad you're going.
Is this a good
Can't
old-fashioned...
leave soon enough. Was that just like, you hurt me, so I'm going to hurt you back, say whatever is going to hurt you the most?
This is a good old-fashioned Sam and Diane, Ross and Rachel, will they, won't they situation?
Yeah,
She's going to be doing this all season?
She has her big, tearful doe eyes at him, and... I don't know. It was a conflicting reaction to me.
And I do like she's one of those like very, very tough. So I didn't like the were you doing that with your girlfriend? That was kind of like whatever that line was. You're too busy worried about your girlfriend to even care.
Everyone's obsessed with Aram's girlfriend. I mean, wrestlers Googling her.
Yeah. I love it. I'm obsessed too, by the way. And Flippo is too. So that's it. I think that's everyone. The Blacklist. So next week we'll see what happens. I think by the previews was like we may get some answers.
Do you really think Navabi's gonna leave?
No.
Me neither.
No.
She can't.
I think she's gonna be in the parking lot, getting in it, getting her SUV or something. Her mom's gonna run out and be like, I didn't mean it. Don't leave. It's gonna be some romantic moment. You and I are gonna love it. By the way,
in the rain. Can it be in the rain, please?
I hope it's in the rain.
It has to be in the rain.
And we're gonna make fun of it until we love the pieces out of it.
Oh God, I'm gonna love it to death.
We're gonna embrace and kiss and something. Anyway, that's all I got. I don't know why I'm so pissed either, Sandra. I'm with you. Let's get our prediction. Any quick predictions?
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Something for next week, even.
I don't have anything. Oh my God.
Oh well, you did your big long 3,000 word prediction.
I had one already. What do you got?
I predict we're gonna see a lot more of the weird sidekick Odette Bang Lady. I mean, she's
Bang Lady
here, yeah. And I think that we're because the previews talked about, we're gonna get some more answers as to what's going on with who's the father, who's not the father. I just want to definitively answer it already so we can move on, but. We'll see.
Did Lizzie finish the journal?
We don't know. That's again another thing to string out. She'll finish that journal. Over under Lizzie finishing the journal, or the DNA test coming back, or Mr. Kaplan getting a glass of water. What's gonna happen first? And I finished episode 9. Clunk. I've read it all. And the DNA results are. I just
want more flashbacks of Katerina because I like her.
Yeah. All right, we'll see. That's all we got for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining us and in this wonderful recap. We missed our girl, Jody Walker, but you can read her on Entertainment Weekly every week. She's very good this week. Joe will be back. You can check him out at josephsanfilippo.com, his website, josephsanfilippo.com. And also, I think he's on Twitter at Joe Filippo.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And what about you, Jules?
Oh, me. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter, and you did my first Snapchat for me last night, downtown.
Yeah.
With my name, Julia Cearley, JuliaCearley. You
can check out me and Julia's adventures in downtown LA.
Fun. We slid down a building yesterday.
Yes, if you want to check out her Snapchat. And mine, I think. My Snapchat's at Joe K. Braz, and what else is it? At Joe K. Braswell for Twitter and Instagram. Thank you guys so much for joining us on the Blacklist. We'll see you next week for episode 5.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.